X-Pac, 12360.
I was just thinking of one big bump you took that sticks out in my mind. I want to say you were working on the pay-per-view with Bret, and you were Jean-Pierre Lafitte. And didn't you go for like a big Topicon hero, and he moved out of the way, and you just ate it on the floor?
Yeah, it looked like my rib cage.
Yeah, man.
Kind of bounced everywhere.
Yeah, I was watching it with Pat Patterson and I were watching that gorilla position. He was like telling me it was going to happen. I was like, oh, no. Because I've done that on accident. And, man, it rocks every ounce of inside your body, man. Ugh. So, yeah, that's to this day, I still remember that. I was thinking about it earlier. I like that gimmick, Jean-Pierre Lafitte.
Yeah, a lot of people are bringing up that match. You know, the 95 match with Bret at In Your House 3. A lot of people are bringing this up. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's been it pretty often in the last few months since I've been hitting that ride, that buzz. Sometimes I read comments on Twitter where people say, "Oh, I've got a few hours in front of me. I'm going to go rewatch that 1995 match, PCO and Bret." So,
hey, can you talk about like how it was working with Bret compared to like most of the other guys on the roster?
For me, Bret is, he was good to me. I mean, he put me on his DVD, you know, the Bret Dungeon DVD.
Yeah.
His best 10 match, I think, in his career or something. And that I really took that like as a good, you know, tap in the back, or I don't know. It really made me proud that Bret had chosen one of our match to put on this DVD. And I remember like Bret was really hard for me. Like if he'd give me his phone number because he knew he had a pay-per-view, he wanted to have a good match.
Yeah.
So he'd say, call me before, like, you know, a couple of weeks before, we'll start to throw ideas. And then if I was not feuding with him or I didn't have anything to do with him, then I would call sometimes, and it was always like either swimming or on his treadmill or, you know, in the gym. It was training a lot. And that's what I figured. He's always training. No, but for matches, for pay-per-views and everything, he was so professional. I mean, he would really literally like take everything like so professionally, and we could like spend a lot of time discussing the story of the match, the way that should go and everything. And for me, that was one of my best experience in the WWE, is having a big feud with Bret like that lasted like 3 to 4 months or maybe a little bit more. So that's a great moment. And for me, Bret was, and I know for some other guys, Bret wasn't, maybe was like tough to deal with, or for others, but for me, it's all positive. And it's kind of ironic, because I had so much problem to get accepted by Calgary Stampede and the Hart brothers. That the guy that I got along the best with was Bret.
Yeah.
So it was weird, but it was cool.
Yeah. And I the reason why I asked you that, Carl, is because I found Bret to be the guy that put more into his job than anyone else I ever met, as far as taking it seriously, like just thinking things through the most, and just putting more of himself into it than just about anyone else. And that to me is why
that's my thought. That's what I'm thinking too. And I didn't know if you were in the same, if you thought the same thing that I was gonna say, if you had the same thoughts about Bret, but that's all I saw him. Like he took it very seriously, and he really wanted to have like great matches all the time, and it would like sometimes, you know, it was like when he was working on top most of the time that he was there, he was always asked for interviews, go to green room, go there, and then he would also, hang on, Carl, you know, I'll be right back. We'll take care of this. You know, the match is more important than anything else. I just got to do this, but, you know, I'll be back. And so he was really, like you said, he's probably one of the guys that was putting, more into it than more than anybody else.
Absolutely.
At the time.
So as Johnny,
I was trying to get booked by Stu Wars over the phone, and he couldn't understand what I was trying to say. So I figured out I'm just gonna take my bag and just fly to Calgary and try to get booked there. so that's how I started in the business.
I just
up to Stu a Friday night and I asked him if I could work.
Right. And so did you spend some time in Calgary?
Yeah, I spent like three months there, trying to get booked, and some of the boys were good to me, like I could train with some of the boys, and a lot of the guys were there, like Owen was there, and I didn't know them at all back then. Owen, the Bulldogs, also Chris Benoit was like one of the guys that I look up to because we're about the same age, because I was about 18 and he was right there, and I was really looking up to those guys, and I was trying to make my place, make some, make my way there, and it didn't work out for me. Like they said, I wasn't ready enough, so they sent me back home after 3 or 4 months, and then finally I started with Emile Dupree in the Maritimes.
Oh, you went to the Maritimes. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. How was that?
Well, it was good. I mean, I went from being...
Any plans, or have you any thoughts in your mind about like promoting a big show in Montreal in the near future?
Yeah, there's something coming up, maybe with the IWS on the... it's going to be their 20th anniversary in March 23rd.
Yeah.
So they're talking about maybe doing me. They're trying to get Chris Jericho to work with me. I don't know if it's going to go through. I don't know where Chris is at right now. I mean, as far as...
I could see that happening.
What he wants to do.
I could see that happening.
But, I mean, they're going to have to... probably, they want to make it so big because it's their 20th anniversary. So I think I did the 5th anniversary. I think it was me and Sid. The 10th anniversary was me and Kevin Nash, and then and I think for the 20th anniversary they'd like to do that. But Montreal, I mean, it's a place where I always lived, but everything's happening like pretty much in the States as far as exposures. Everything, like Twitter is super strong in the States. It's not as strong at all in Canada. So I feel there's a lot of good talent that are left out in Canada because they don't have enough exposure.
Yeah.
I'm lucky enough, that I have a good lawyer and I can have a work permit and a company sponsorizing me and things like that. But it's not everybody that has that chance and that they can work, as much as they want in the States. So that's another good point, that I've got in my favor.
Sure.
And my manager, he's American. He's from Maine. He was born in Maine, so he's got a green card. So all that helps, and that's why I guess, it's like I said, it's the greatest year for me ever in the business because I have full control on the creative as far as, doing vignettes and things like that and videos. And also the promoters that I deal with, so far they all been really, really good with the persona, with what it brings to them as well. So it's just a different kind of way of dealing things, but it works out very good, very well. So I'm pretty blessed.
Hey, Carl. Hey, I just I didn't realize that you started way back in '87.